Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on the Transformers Optimus Prime, starting with stage 51. This is from Fanhome, and I believe that I'm going to end up just doing the entire shipment this time because out of 4 packs there's not a whole lot to do. So let's go ahead and get the book open. I'm working on the torso, which is why it is on the bench. And the part we're working on first is going to be, I believe this is the left door. 400 X-Acto knives on this bench, and I can't find one. Not quite 400, but there's a ton of them. Let me just make sure, because I have had parts disappear up inside these bags before. So what we've got here is, like I said, the left door. We've got the window glass, we've got the mirror, and we have 3 DM screws. So let me get the oil out. And as far, other than the glass, I believe these parts are all, this is definitely metal. From the weight, thought it was metal. It's not, it's plastic. And let me get the glass out and see if I can avoid putting a fingerprint on it or cracking it because of how tightly it is packed into the plastic. It actually popped up onto my arm. So let's turn the page. Like I said, 3 steps, very little to do here. That's too big. That should be good. First thing you're going to do, if you're building this, so the first thing I'm going to do, I just noticed there's a notch at the top of the window. It's not I'm not sure if that's a screw hole or what's, oh no, that's not a screw hole. That's where the mirror is going to attach. So you're just going to push this in here. Not even really push it in there, you just set it in there. It doesn't snap in or anything, it just kind of sits in there, which means if you have any warpage at all, it will stand out from the metal. Let's go ahead and get some oil in here. Dip it just a little bit, trying to avoid putting oil onto the plastic. First screw in. See if I can get the screw on here without having to set the part down. The second screw in. Tighten it all the way down. Go back, tighten the other one down. Be sure, if you're doing this, not to over tighten it because it's really easy to snap those little plastic lugs. Then we're going to turn it around and you're going to see, pointed out the holes before, there's holes on the top and the bottom. And what we're going to do is we're going to set the mirror on here. It should be just a push fit, and it is, I can tell very much so from just the feel of it. It is very fragile. This, my guess is this would probably be the first part if anything breaks off. That'll break off the model. And so there is the first mirror, or the first door. It is going to go over here somewhere once the rest of the cab is on there. That's all for stage 51. Let me get stage 52 and the book. Let's get it open, and this is going to be torso part 18. And let's see, these parts form the left half of the chest, left hood, door hinge, inner hood plate, outer visor. That's all these parts here. So we're going to go ahead and put that there. I'm just going to open the top here this time. In case anybody wonders, I have a trash, not really a can, it's a box underneath the bench. So we've got this piece here, similar. We've got 5 AM screws, 3 EP screws, this socket, and the hinge here. Let's see, 52C. Yeah, this is the inner door plate. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this part off. This is metal. And flip this over. First thing we're going to do is bring the door back over. And these other 2 lugs that we didn't use before, we're going to pop this socket in here, and the socket is going to go up between the 2 lugs from the last issue. I'm going to set that down for a second here. I'm going to get the DM. That's interesting. I was going to get the DM screw, but these are AM screws instead. Oh, that's why. These are countersunk. And I'm making sure not to set it down on the mirror because I don't want to break the mirror off. So put the first one in here. Get the second one with some oil on it. Put it in, tighten it all the way down. Again, not over tightening so you don't break the plastic. Set that off to the side for right now. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the hood. We have hood plate on the inside face. Just looking how that's going to actually go. Now it could go like that, but I don't think it does. It fits on there. It's rather interesting looking at this. Okay, there we go. It's because I had the part turned like this. Book has it like this. This can go 2 ways. It can go like this, which is what I had at first, but you're not going to be able to clip on up here. Flip it 180 degrees down, around, put it on like that. Your hinge position is right here, and you're going to use 2 AM screws in there to hold it in place. Again, AM screws being flanged. Or not flanged. Yeah, flanged. Flared, I guess. Or not, sorry, not flanged. Countersunk. Losing my mind this morning. And it is morning here. I do most of my part work videos on Friday on Sunday and Saturday mornings. That one started cross threading. Backed it out. Put it back in. Go ahead and get the larger screwdriver because it's not playing nice right now. Put that all the way down. Do the same thing on this side. I just shifted where it's at because this point was digging into my hand, into my palm. So let's go ahead and get this part out. Oh, these parts, sorry. I was sitting there looking, where's the other part? It's in the bag. So first thing we're gonna do with this, oh, sorry, skipped a spot. We're gonna take the hood that we just did. We are going to clip it on. Oh, there we go. We're going to clip it on right here. That part there is going to clip into there. Going to push it on until it clicks. Which this is a little bit dangerous, I think. Danger of maybe breaking something because of the way it is on here. Really can't get behind it to support the piece you're putting this onto. Very interesting. Because this one I remember was popped on there without any problem, but you didn't have the torso in the way. So now I've got to get it push it without any support on the back. There, one side went. Nice pop, and of course, the trim piece falls off. Pop this back on where it belongs, which is right about. Oh, that's part of the problem. That moved. Pop this back on here. Set him back down. Let me go over and get the other part of the cab from the storage box. Didn't realize I was going to need it. So we've got this piece here. What we're going to do before we put that on there. So we got this. This is going to go on here. Just looking. The larger part goes out here. So it's going to go on there like that. Using 2 EP screws, which are very small screws. Get 3, you have a spare. Okay. See if we get this on here. One of the other of them I have to line up so I can get a screw at least started on one side. And these are tiny, tiny screws. Really fiddly part of it. Come on, don't go into the plastic. Come on. So I got one side started. Let's see if I can get the other side going on here. This is one of the places that I think they could have used push fit instead. Screws this tiny are going to be so easy to strip out. Come on. And they don't want to line up and go into their home. Come on. There we go. The other one the rest of the way down. Get this one down. Okay. So then this is going to push on to these two holes right here. Just like that. Then we'll turn the page. Okay. So there are these two pins right here. They're going to push into, I hate picking him up right now because things fall off so easy. You're going to push those into these sockets. Ah, just realized I put that on backwards. That's why it's a little bit funky. Sorry, sidetracked here real quick. That's better. So we're going to put these pins in here, just looking. Somehow pull the wire out of the way. So this wire is going to have to get routed eventually down into here. Eventually would be now. And let's see, there's the, come on, focus. The L socket over there on the right. Have to push this into that socket. And it is actually, pick this up. It is actually, come on, labeled the L. Tweezers. This in here, come on. The wire, of course, is getting in the way. Don't know how well that's going to go in there. So first time in this video, let me go ahead and pause real quick, and I'll be right back once I get that plugged in there. Okay, took a little bit of finagling, but it's now in there. And this is where I sit here and it boggles my mind, the brilliance of the engineers that design these things. Because these top three sockets are in. And they were, it was already pretty tricky to get something into this one. Right below there are three more sockets that don't have any wires going to them yet. You get to fight your way past that. I mean, I don't understand why they didn't do it a little bit different to where it was, you were able to actually get to the sockets when you're trying to put it in. Okay, so the last thing to go on in this pack is going to be the door here. And it's going to just, we put a socket on the back. It's going to pop onto this ball here. And that is all there is to do in that pack. So let me take a real quick look. Oh yeah, 53 and 54 are not, even together, are not enough to merit a video on their own. So we're going to press on. Okay, so this is very similar to 52. Matter of fact, I was about to assemble it without even opening the book. So let's get the page or the book open. So we've got the door, the glass, and the socket, along with the mirror. So very similar to issue 52. We're going to get the door out and the glass, and let's see if we can avoid shooting the glass across the room this time. Glass is going to sit in here, just like this, onto those top two lugs. We're going to take 2 DM screws, not the big screwdriver. Set the spare up there. Dip it in oil. I'm holding the window in on the other lug while I put this one in. And the other one, dipped into the oil, put it in and tighten it all the way down, not making it too tight so I don't snap those lugs. I'm going to set this up here, the socket for this side on here, just like that. It's nice that they give you that now, so you're not trying to put that in with the mirror on, unlike the first one. Dip it in the oil, countersunk screws again. Do the same thing with this one. Tighten it down all the way, both screws. And then put the mirror onto the door. 4 pins, again, very, very fragile. Very easy to snap off. I could feel the window shifting, and that's because that screw wasn't all the way in. So there's the second door. Turn the page, and I believe the last thing to do in this stage is to pop the door onto this ball here. That socket here goes onto the ball here. Choppers. Not sure what's going on, but I got a helicopter flying over. Okay. So that's got those in place. Let's go ahead and close or set this book out of this way, because that's all there is to do in stage 53. Let's get the book for stage 54, open it up, and see what we got. And that is the torso back chassis. There's a single step here. You take this out. One piece of plastic and 6 screws, 5 of which you're going to use. And these are IP screws, so they're going to go into plastic. And this again is one of the times that I'm going to sit here and say the engineering on this is brilliant, the way they did it, because the easiest way to do this would be to set it down on its face and snap those mirrors off. not too impressed. And somehow I need to maneuver this part to where I can get this wire through here while not setting it on its face. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the part work. I like doing part works. But as I've said of late, I'm about done with part works. Forgot to stuff that wire down in there. So now let me see if I can get this wire back in here. And you've got 5 lugs. You got 5 sockets on the back of this, on this piece. You got 5 lugs on the back of Optimus right now. It should hopefully line up. Just like that. These are the spots where the lugs go. 3 here, 1 there and there. Let me see if I can keep from breaking those mirrors off. And no, I didn't. I ended up leaving 1 screw in like I wanted to. I was about to say I'm going to end up pulling all 6 out at once. Since these lugs are already set in place in here, I am going to go ahead and tighten, if I can get it to even go in. I'm going to go ahead and tighten the first one all the way down so it'll hold everything in place. There we go. Maybe. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to get all the screws started like I normally do because I don't have any really good way to hold on to Optimus while putting any kind of torque whatsoever on these screws. Once the screws are in place and I'm not trying to get them onto the screwdriver, that it'll be a little bit different story. That's 3 started. There's number 4, and I'm actually going to switch screwdrivers here in a second. Yeah, because it's not catching very well. So now let me see if I can find, there goes that piece again, find somewhere to grab him that I'm not going to break things while I tighten these in. There's 1. 2, 3, there's 3, 4, and 5. I have to say, I realized something when I picked him up and started working on him today. All that shuffle that we did so that he could rotate, that's the extent. That's as much as he can move left and right. They could have made that a solid piece. Wouldn't have been a bad idea. Instead of having this piece here that could spin around and everything. It's just might as well have been completely solid. Let me pop this back on. Again, it pops off almost every time I touch him. Set him down, hope nothing else falls off. Close the book, because that is the last of issue 54. So that stage is 52 or 51 through 54. He looks great. He's not well built. I know people have had problems like with Iron Man. My Iron Man has a little bit of problems, but they're not designed to be handled at all, which is fine. I got that. But I got to be able to handle it while I'm still building it. and they're not designed for even that. So with that, I'm going to call this a video. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post a new comment or new videos. Leave a comment. Am I am I running these part works down too much, or do you agree with me? I'm just really curious because I currently have 5 going. Plus, I have the waiting in the wings. I have the Eiffel Tower, which from IXO. IXO had a sale over during the Olympics, and I bought it for half off. But am I too hard on part work companies? Let me know. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. And I really appreciate you stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.